Yeah, I agree, Stitching. It's crazy, right? It's insane. I'm like, don't tag me in some dumb shit. I don't even like, don't tag me in some dumb shit. I didn't even watch it. You know me, I don't watch that shit. But don't tag us in it. Tag me if you're gonna tag someone. Don't tag us.
I'll drag a bitch.
No, you won't. First things first, the new Silky Rooster. His name is Motley. He fits right in. The Silkies now, the
Our
Silky
Motley's
hens.
crew.
Yeah, that was pretty cool idea that they came. Our two Silky hens are now extremely happy because they didn't like Tiny. Every time Tiny would come by them, they would make a squawk.
Motley, even without a shower, they like him.
Yeah, we did kind of, hey, Khaki, how are you? And the, Khaki, what'd you think about that bullshit? I didn't even watch it, but people tagging our channel like
I'm going to talk about it.
we give a shit. I don't give a shit about what you have to say. Damn. Anyways.
I'm gonna describe it.
This is my Queen t-shirt.
I just got back in, guys, because I was out on the road today.
You were delivering propane. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good
I shoot blanks says, hey, curlies. Hey, I shoot blanks.
That's Khaki.
I know.
Oh, I was like, I didn't want you to think. What, Sawyer? It's just, it's absurd.
Are we doing top messages or all messages?
I think you do all messages.
Okay.
On this one, we all very cute. We're all very cute.
So, in case y'all are wondering what I'm eating, Moxie, these are a hit.
Did you share any with people at work?
A little bit, but I took these back. These are the Marcona almonds that Moxie sent us.
Hey, Mama Ricky, you're a gallbladderless. Hey, Lindsay. Mama Ricky is gallbladderless. Did they let you see it after they took it out? I heard they won't do that anymore. You know, no, his leg is sore. Don't let him do it.
I think it's
when he was limping a second ago, I was about to go to the emergency room, and then he quit limping.
He's like one of those malingerers. He limps around, and he's like, all right, we're going to go to the emergency room. He's like, no, I'm good.
I was like,
I assume that hump they put on Ellie. I don't want that.
I know. It's funny. But yeah, so hopefully they will make some, if you can get your stones if you, see, I heard that like, even if they pull teeth now, they can't give them back to you. It's hazardous waste. So remember that when you get your well, you never had them removed, but you get your tonsils removed and they put them in a jar for you to look at, and they look like meatballs or whatever. Can't do that anymore.
Because they're normally infected, right? So they're all swelled
Well, it's
up.
just hazardous waste.
Okay, so anyway, guys, listen up. Angela, lean in. I'm sitting here. I got up and I went to work. Got home. Probably worked about 4 to 12 or so, I'd say today. So Mandy's doing the grocery shopping, and I'm kind of laying down.
Come here.
And whatever. So when I get up from my nap, I get this notification from that Angela has tagged us, right? And I don't know. So
hey, Karen.
I kind of click on it, and I see this face. I mean, she looked like she was riddled with anxiety and kind of distraught. Didn't look real good, you know? I didn't watch it. All I did was read there was like 6 comments by the time I looked at it. It was like 31 minutes. I looked at the comments, and I didn't want to listen to it because I didn't want to go down a rabbit hole or whatever. I didn't even tell Mandy at first. And I clicked out of it. But I thought this was her, you know,
hey, Luna,
feeling some kind of way. And this was where I was going to say, I told you so. But Angela is grabbing both sides and getting caught. We know who you're talking to. We know who DMs you're in and this and that, right? And now you're feeling kind of like what? No one's blaming you for anything, okay? You're just being used, okay? To the point now where you decided that you need a 9-minute vlog that basically told everybody that you're grabbing both sides, that you're slipping into this person's DMs and this one's DMs. We know. You're showing your colors a little bit, and that's okay. I'm going to leave it alone because I didn't watch it. I didn't listen to it, so I don't know exactly what she said. I thought she was going to try to say she wanted to back off or whatever because she really enjoys when people get doxxed and stuff like that. She just puts comments right in there when other people get doxxed. I thought she was going to call it off, but apparently she didn't. Maybe I will listen to it, but this is where I say, I told you so. I told you so. What's next?
And I don't understand, I don't know what goes on with you at night, like between 10 and midnight, but when you're doxing people's social security numbers and people's chats, you need to count to 10 and take a break.
And you need to know that people are styming you out and saying that you're the one doing it too.
It was under her name.
I know, but you got people talking about it like, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah, I don't even at this point give a shit about the fact that my house was doxxed. It's the irony of the fact that you thought it was so funny and you would shit bricks if someone did that to you. And then you would really shit bricks if someone underneath it laughed and thought it was hilarious.
I think it's hilarious. The thing is those people in their chats that you're in, they don't give a shit about you. None of them. Not a single one of them cares about you.
And we know you don't care about them. We've seen that. Just my advice to you is when someone starts DMing you, no, you get up here and then you jump down, stay down there.
You got a hurt leg.
You might want to just take a few minutes to think about it. Your impulsivity and your knee-jerk reactions are pretty telling.
Everyone's watching it.
Everyone's watching it. You are literally doxing people's social in a chat that everyone is watching. And it doesn't matter that it was just the last 4. That doesn't matter. It was like it was the first, whatever. No part of a social should you have doxed. That is really fucked up.
It's bad. I remember when my ex-wife doxed my social security number and I took it, I told the police, is there something that can be done about it? They took the record of it down and they said that doxing the social security number is not against the law. I don't know if y'all remember
it's
when that
bad
happened.
taste.
What happens is if somebody screenshots that social security number and uses it, like say she doxed my social a couple of times. And unfortunately, what the magistrate told me was if there is a crime, like if somebody gets your social and they use it to steal your identity or whatever, then we can go after her for that. So, and I basically said, so I have to wait until something happens, someone uses it. And they were like, yeah, they said, unfortunately, that is in fact what the law is. And that's in North Carolina. So,
but beyond that, it's bad taste.
Now, as far as like someone put our house up there, 2 things about that. Number one, it was a very old picture. The house isn't even that color anymore.
Oh,
so
Lapis buns, by the way.
And the second thing is it's a little bit bigger than y'all thought it was. Right? I didn't think it was a bad picture.
It looked like it might have been like the original picture or whatever.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's whatever. Again, that account, Our Lady of Perpetual Poutine or whatever, is buns. So it's none of this is like, it's a small group of people and their various sock accounts that are trying to make a big impression. We're still around and bumping. He's still working. We're still doing our thing and no one's arrested us. We haven't lost any relationship. I mean, it's stop. It's whatever. Leave her alone.
That was kind of what I was trying to say the last couple of weeks is that the trolls that from Sam and Yaba, they're really like 3 or 4 different people. That's all it is. All the people that, or maybe even less than that. It's 2 or 3 people. They create like 3 or 4 accounts. And they'll come into the chat for a second, might as well get them. They got to regroup. They come in. After they do that about 3 times, all 12 of their accounts have been used. That's what you're seeing on Twitter as well. You don't, and I'm not the people that are in the chat. There are people that don't like us, that follow Twitter accounts that they have no idea who they are. And they're people that support us. And it's kind of funny. It really is. Anyway.
Yeah. Mama Ricky, yeah, don't.
Ooh, I got a bad one. I got to get something to drink.
I was gonna say no more.
No, it was a rotten one.
No, I know. I'm like no moss. Yeah, Yeah, he's around. I don't know if he's very active anymore, but William's still around. In other news, and I didn't tell Sean this yet. No, you're not coming up here. In other news, Katie streamed with her coke dealer yesterday. So they pulled it. No, listen, they they found him, doxed him, whatever. He has felonies for dealing coke.
Not the guy that we saw in
Yes.
the bald guy?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he has a huge rap sheet and a wife.
And he was kind of like snuggling up to her for a little bit, wasn't he?
That's my awesome, I think. You like women like that, huh, Matthew? Was it Matthew? I think that was, yeah. You like women that are completely incapacitated and they're so out of their mind drunk.
What were they calling him? Orange or something?
Yeah. They should have known that they were immediately going to find him. But yeah, when you've decided that you want to make a go with a woman that is by that time so unbelievably drunk, and that because they were like, okay, bye, and killed the stream. Wow. You can't find anyone else besides someone that is so ill and drunk that they really aren't even able to make a decision about a relationship.
What I noticed was Hussy. Hussy was in there like cringy, trying
Was
to
it
sort
last
of.
night he was in there?
I think it was last night.
Huh.
And he was, it was last night. And he was in that stream talking about, I don't like bald guys, but if I like, or redheads or whatever it is.
He kept hitting on him.
He kept hitting on the guy, and it was like, it was
Yes, I
not
heard about
even with any kind of game.
Don't get him.
That's why I started paying attention, because Mandi had that on, and I was kind of doing whatever because I had to get up early. And Hussy was in there, and he kept going on and on with this guy, and it was nuts. Hussy got no game, man. He got no game.
He was saying that if they went to New York when Katie was out, he was gonna like basically bang her man or whatever, and he was like,
It was gross because like it's flattering, you get hit on, it is. But after that guy constantly was like, I'm not interested. He constantly was like, I don't, and then he kept on and he kept on and he kept on. And I was like, God damn, man, Hussy, stop.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Hey, Gothic. So they also, he was trying to tell her not to talk about court. Matthew was trying to tell Katie not to talk about court, and of course she couldn't stop, and she admitted she doesn't have a lawyer.
That's not good.
She doesn't have a lawyer, and she said that that mod that she has, Cammy Girl. She goes, I'm telling her, and you know what that means. What does that mean? What does that mean? Everyone gets doxxed. We all know where everybody works. I mean, what does that mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Katie is such a wreck right now.
And the thing is, she needs to be careful because if she goes to court drunk as a defendant, you're in contempt of court.
I have not even considered that.
And I don't know how you're not going to be drunk because you have to. But if one of your haters, I don't call nobody, I don't care. But if one of your haters lets the court know that you're probably going to blow drunk, you're in contempt. Period. End of story. And you don't want to be the defendant in contempt of court. You know what I mean? Well, I was going to ask Mama Ricky, you think Hussy's got game? She'll let us know.
Yeah, that's a good one to ask. I mean,
I guarantee you someone has already let them know that she's going to be intoxicated. I mean, even attorneys and judges, if they're intoxicated, are reprimanded.
But I wonder if Mama Ricky...
She said something about him. That's why I was going to get her to elaborate.
It's whatever. People are whatever. But it's almost like I'll look at it this way. And somebody was hitting on a girl on a panel. And she was like, not interested. And that person kept on and kept on. They would get called out. People would be like, dude.
It's concerning.
It's really no difference.
And then someone called and said that he called his phone, right?
I didn't hear that. I mean, I heard this. I didn't see this.
And said that he was Doug. she didn't hear the phone call when she said that, let me have it. The person hung up, but she says she heard the voice and she doesn't think it was Doug. So she claims that Doug got pissed off and disconnected the power at her house. So last night she's supposedly at this guy's house, that he disconnected the power to be an asshole. So then, as everything's falling, even the cops got called. I didn't see that
Didn't
part
she
or
say
whatever.
she had like $1,000 power bill or something like that?
Something like $1,200.
That's
It doesn't
why-
even get that high.
That's why we
And
cut it
so,
off, by the way.
she, so it was, Doug it was in his name and he was paying for it.
Oh, I
So
gotcha.
she says, but she's not above using him for cheeseburger money, even if it's not
That poor
true.
guy, man.
I don't think the cops were called. I think you're right, Icy. I think she was saying that they were, so everybody would know, okay, it's already been done. Let's not do it again. Do you know what I mean? But so the phone rings. It's he says it's Doug. He says you are basically you're basically prostituting her. Like at this point, you need to bring her home and be done with it. He was pretty confident it was Doug.
Okay, because that doesn't sound. I mean, we don't know.
He was pretty
Doug.
confident that it was him. Now, Doug has said that he does not want to be friends with her anymore until she gets sober. Fair enough.
That doesn't sound like a Doug move to actually call it.
I don't
dude,
either.
Though.
Oh, and
I
no,
mean,
that might be because he's protective of her, but not to turn her power off. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So
It does
then she
sound
keeps
like
saying Doug wouldn't do that. Doug wouldn't do that. So it starts to get heated between the two of them, and it gets heated to the point that they cut the stream and come back in a little bit. Because
but why do they get heated? Because she doesn't think it's Doug, or
because she was defending that it wasn't Doug, and he was getting pissed because someone figured out his phone number. Now that could all be a lie too, but he was saying it sounded like an old man, and he surmised it was Ron.
What?
Yeah. Then they watched a stream where Negs destroyed her. He was like,
So
hold on. He goes, I want to see what this guy looks like. So she pulled up a stream where Ron had reviewed her Patreon stream from the day before, and Negs destroyed her. And she kept saying, let's not watch this. Let's not watch this. He goes, no, I want to watch this. And it goes on and on and on. And it was like, yeah, he doesn't sound like an 80. I mean, just destroyed her. And then some of the things that he was asking, like that Negs was saying, the guy's like, is that true? No, it's not. The straw's flipping around. And
so it seems like this guy
hey, Anna Lee, how are you?
cared a little bit. And so it sounds like this guy was a little bit in how do I say it? Like maybe he has something on Katie or whatever.
Well, he's got a big cross around his neck. And when someone commented it, he said, yeah, my faith is very important. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, but you are getting it on with it. I mean, I'm sorry. That's hard. Like, to me, the fact that he wants a relationship with someone who's constantly in that condition, that's not good. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
that's,
we were
it's
kind
almost
of
predatory.
We were kind of being nice way
Yeah.
of saying it was either in the chat or it was kind of comparing that to like somebody else.
Yeah. And the color, he had the colors of his bedroom wall. I know this is totally a girl statement. One was like Taco Gabbana pink and the other one was like purple and it was like his bedroom or whatever. I was like, I bet you've got mirrors on the ceiling. Bet you anything he does.
But is this guy supposedly married, right?
He's married. He's
Maybe
married.
she did that.
He does. He may have a savior complex. Absolutely. But the thing is he said, I know everything about her. She said, he knows I'm an alcoholic. And he said, I do know that. And I'm okay with that. I haven't gone anywhere. Well, it is what it is. It's whatever. But
this guy said, I haven't gone anywhere. We've only seen him for like 2 days or whatever.
Supposedly they met at the club.
Oh.
Yeah. He's married. Yeah. And then he said, I got this sound clip. They were talking about restraining orders. And he said, yeah, my son's mother took a restraining order on me because she was trying to not let me leave with my stuff. So she went to pull it or something and she fell down. She was like, but nobody got arrested.
This guy said that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a definite.
Well, but I mean,
Well, I mean, Mandy, I'm a rehabilitated Captain Sabaho in a way.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and so, but yeah, he's got some serious convictions for some stuff.
Wow.
So anyway, there is your MFW update.
It doesn't. And I'll just add,
6 days they've known each other, and she kept like,
and I haven't
like
gone anywhere yet, you know, and it's like, well, you don't know anything yet. It's
I
like,
mean, to
6
each his
da-
own. Everybody's got their own
and
taste.
she's okay. So
But you shouldn't be talking about the way other men look, and you're dating that
6 days in,
Mr.
and
Clean on coke or something.
he looks like Mr. Clean, doesn't
He does look like Mr. Clean.
But 6 days in, and how many days from the IT guy? You know, that dude. That's about 6 days before that. That was like
Well,
10 days
supposedly
ago,
he's
right?
a roommate now, but he can't be a roommate if the power's shut off. And he said the other night his son was in the other room, and they were in the front room doing the gross AF nasty. Oh my gosh.
He with what? His wife or with her?
With her. Unfortunately, Katie's brain when it comes to men is yeah.
One thing is clear though. You see, Katie is alone. She's alone.
She doesn't she doesn't like
she
to be
doesn't
alone.
like being alone. You look at these dudes that have come through. The two that I remember off the top of my head were this one guy that took his shirt off like they were hanging out,
red and then orange.
hanging out. Yeah, red and orange. Now we just need like a purple. But like that was what I was like kind of laughing about was the photos. I think Tragic had them, and the dude's just sitting there. And if you didn't know they were in their garage because it was kind of dark around them, you'd have thought they were sitting at the lake or something, or they were sitting by the pool. They have his shirt on and all that. So there's that guy, and then there's this dude, Orange, Mr. Clean, as I will refer to him as, and if they're not around, she's pining for Hussy to be in the chat. I haven't heard her go panel up with anyone else lately.
No.
No one will. It is very, very clear that she is alone.
Yeah.
And that she will take any attention that she can get.
Yeah. And I don't think this guy drinks quite as much as she does. I think he might have been a little bit tipsy or whatever, but I don't think he was anywhere near as drunk as she was. Thank you in your dreams.
He was discerned.
With a Queen t-shirt.
It was discerning to him. Like he was. Red did it too. Remember as the chat was rolling, and he was kind of like he was looking at the chat, and you know, Katie was. You could have your own live stream. You could do it. I mean, you could do this. I mean, look at this. And then
Thank
Orange,
you, Karen.
this guy Orange, Mr. Clean, took it to a different level. He was almost stubbornly asking her questions, like demanding answers or whatever.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. She wanted him to, and then she said, "I'm going to go to the bathroom or whatever," and while he sat there and watched it.
He just watched everything roll.
Well, that and he watched the Negs thing where he reviewed it.
She went to the bathroom and he was just watching that.
Yeah. Yeah, she has hers. The new one is MFW Mod 39, I think is the new one. Something like that.
And there's any number of, the list is getting shorter and shorter of people, loyal MFW people who are building their own channels and getting them monetized and then handing them to Katie.
Philly Girl says, why do you think Doug has never been able to move on from her? I think they have a pretty codependent relationship.
He's trauma bonded, dude.
Yeah.
He's trauma bonded. Trust me. When I look at people and I watch Doug, she's worse to him, like literally by putting other dudes on the live stream with her. I mean, he's trauma bonded. I get it.
Well, and she said, I've been single for 3 years. This is I'm like, no, you haven't been single for 3 years. She was with, what's his name, right? Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
She was living with Steven. Was it maybe 3 years ago? That long ago?
It was 3 years ago.
Okay. Anna Lee is going to get a peacock color streak in her hair next week.
Nice.
I was just admiring today. Tiny has a beautiful green color. Is that what she means? Like kind of like that color? That beautiful hunter green? I know that's not a peacock, but
I don't know. But she was mentioning in it last stream that she was going to get one.
Yes.
So
yeah,
go for it.
And she says that, you know, Doug has had the opportunity to make it official with her, to be with her, to do this.
No,
and
he's tried a couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
He's okay. So he is trauma bonded, but he didn't marry.
Beautiful.
He didn't marry a crazy bitch like I did. He is at least smart enough to. I mean, she's pretty awful to him. If you think about
she
it,
attacked
and he hangs
him,
out
apparently.
and hangs out and hangs out. I mean, if you think about it, Doug was in the picture before Steven, and the other dude that was around, and the woman when she was acting like she was gay for a second.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I mean,
they were beating each other up too, apparently.
And he just kind of stands by. I mean, we were going over it before, kind of reminiscing about my old situation, and did she ever bring anyone to the house? Or no? The answer was no. The closest thing that one ever did was Gerald Jackson, and that guy liked me. So
is he still in jail?
no, I somebody mentioned that his channel is doing very well, and I checked that out. It is. It's like 20,000 subs, and he doesn't. And I looked. Good for him. If he can steer away from the cesspool of the drama community, do his thing. That's cool. You know?
I remember one time he decided to go for Sam. It didn't go well. That was when Sam and I were still friends. And he went for her, and he did it for about 2 days, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm done." No, hey Presley.
Didn't he call? Isn't that the one that started the Tefler instead of Telfer was Tefler or whatever?
No, Tefler was Katie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Katie.
Hey Presley.
But he had a 57-inch TV mounted on the wall. Remember that was the name of our stream that we did. He said, "I've got a 57-inch TV mounted."
So that one showed up. That one showed up. Then decided that it was more lucrative to be against her than with her, than on her side.
She got the jersey.
Did you? Yay.
And one of you wonderful people, sent us the mastermind game from our Amazon wish list. There's no card in it, but whoever sent it, thank you.
Thank you.
We love that. It's hard to find that game, and it's fun. We usually play it. I play it with some of the younger nieces and nephews when they come over.
Did I mail it? I think I mailed it Wednesday or Thursday. That's not bad for to Chicago. Yeah. Thursday, 2 days.
The mail's finally getting back on track.
I heard that they had this mandatory little 4-minute blurb from what's that guy, LaJoy or whatever, the dude, the Postmaster General that we all had to watch. And he said that 2.5 days is the average for.
Oh, that's good. For now, that's what they're down. That's good.
That's about right.
Good. They're finally catching. For a while, they were all jacked up.
I mean, Presley didn't get that today. She got it yesterday, which means. I didn't think I sent it out till Thursday. It might have been Wednesday. Anyway.
Maybe they knew it was from you, so they were like, "This is the postal worker. Yes. Let's get it there faster."
There's a troll Twitter that's getting on him, and I didn't tell you that, did I? They were like, you. It was a comment or something. They were like, "You good friend Presley, and you can't even." Well, there you go.
Yeah. That you didn't get it mailed out, or
you treat your friends like garbage. Poor Presley over there waiting for her jersey, and I was like. Wait for it.
They're even
couple more days.
I wondered why all of a sudden you were like, I gotta get it out.
And it was after that.
Was it after that?
And I was like, well, I don't have to worry about that because by the end of the weekend.
They get on us about everything.
They didn't show the other pictures of our house when they doxed our house. They put the least flattering picture up there.
I'm going to get the one with the chicken coop in it.
Yeah, so we're going to dox our house. We decided we're going to dox it.
Yeah, we even have the floor plans to it.
Yeah.
The unbelievable thing, and this is all public record, is that he got this house at a steal. I guess it was a foreclosure. Mm-hmm. He bought it for $45,000.
And the Zillow has it at like 210.
Yeah.
210 or something.
Yeah, something like that. That's what to do. If you can get a chunk of change and invest it in a house and flip it, and you start having enough to put it down.
Especially if you did it right before the COVID, and he did.
Have a good night, Philly girl. Huh?
And he did. I think that good night, Philly girl. He owns a lot of properties. So
Presley, he's the Coke dealer for real. Presley just got here. You'll have to watch from the beginning.
We went all through that, Presley.
And we don't think that the electricity bill was in Doug's name. Well, I mean, I don't know whether it was or it wasn't, but you can't get up to $1,200 not paid.
No, that's why it got shut off.
And the thing is, she did have it shut off, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to change the person's name that it's in." They make you show a lease.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Leave her be. Leave him be.
Stitching said, "Here." You keep
Have a good night, Luna.
It's better for me if I just
This was my dog,
see.
Luna.
That's Luna.
And doesn't she look like Royal? But she was She is Presley. She was Canadian Timberwolf and Husky. No German Shepherd. But when she would do that, I could tell her, I'd be like, show your teeth. And she would show her teeth like that. And then I'd be like, good girl. And then she would, I mean, it was all a show. She wasn't really that mean.
I mean, a wolf dog is impressive. They just look impressive.
Once you've owned one, it's just a different level. I love Sawyer, and I'm just as much bonded to Sawyer, but it's just kind of a different level.
A different kind of a pet.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of a dog. It's like we love our chickens, but we won't have a wolf right now because a wolf would eat the chickens and we couldn't even be mad at him because that's what they do.
That's what they do. Yeah.
You know?
We made nicey nice with the pit bulls owner. I was like, I know they're just trying, she's trying to play with him.
The pit bull, even when
he still didn't like her?
when he walked up with what's the dog's name? Trip, right?
Yeah.
Trip. We thought it was Red, but it's Trip. And I went over there and the dog was like, looked up at him and he was like,
yeah.
You know, because that's what they do. And I put my hand out and he's like, they don't like me, dude.
I said, I go, he thinks we're an asshole. And the guy kind of laughed. I was like, he says we're assholes. But today, Tiny was sounding off with another rooster.
One of our neighbors across the street got chickens.
Not directly across the street,
but one of them.
And Tiny went all the way into the cul-de-sac screaming back. And you could tell it's a baby crow.
Yeah, it's a little
yeah.
But we're rubbing off on people. And I think it's not just that we're rubbing off. People want chickens. They want them. And we have the area for it, just with eggs and all that. Tractor Supply can't get the orders in. Mm-hmm.
She said the other day, I talked to her and she said when I was trying to chase them in before the big storm, she said her and her daughter were rolling.
Were they?
Because I would get one in and I would get almost everybody in. Kaki's looking for a cocoa melon. All right. I would get one in. The rooster is always the one that's a pain in the ass to get in. Even if all of his hoes are in there.
Yeah.
You can't get the rooster to go in.
But he's the first one to go in. Like, it'll be 5 p.m. and the sun will start to go down and he's already in bed. It's like, dude, this is when things will come take your chickens. You need to get out there. He's like, I've had a rough day. So I'm going to go to bed.
But the roosters are doing really well together. They, the Silky, Motley, and Tiny, they're 2 different types of roosters. And we kept one in his new, they have another coop. And they kind of bitched at each other a little bit the first day. And I was like, okay, we're going to let them out together. And I was like, it's going to be carnage. It's going to be carnage. Anyway.
Because most people say, and maybe they're exaggerating, but most people are like, you're going to have to let the 2 roosters kind of figure it out.
That's hard for me to.
They'll sort the yard out or whatever. And we were like, okay, so they kind of went nose to nose for a second, and then they decided that they could coexist. So hopefully
and I think Tiny knew there's enough space that he can't watch it all, because Tiny spends a lot of time running back and forth. And then, like we said, the Silkies can't stand Tiny.
The Silkies didn't like him. So
they took Tiny they took to Motley and hey, April, how are you? Did your guys? We're gonna have it later in April. It's not yet. We're gonna do it later in April. Look.
I know, buddy.
Like the 2nd or 3rd weekend or something. I
know we're live a little bit later than we normally do, so just bear with us.
I raise roosters and chickens in Sims 4. Yeah, Mama Ricky is a Sims fan. Tell them to go into the coop and they just go. My llama spits at me a lot, though. Remember the first Sims? People would wall them in with no door and watch them starve to death. Do y'all remember Sims 1?
Or if you didn't clean up, the flies would start buzzing.
Something like that. And if there was one, sometimes they would be always you would have a bar in your house and they'd always be at the bar, instead of doing whatever. I liked Sims 1 the best. It was the easiest, most addicting.
But I never really got into Sims.
You didn't?
When I was playing those video games, playing video games in the 90s, it was Civilization. Sid Meier's Civilization. And I think the odd versions, Civ 1, they're on 6. They've had Civ 6.
Well, that is a commonality. You didn't like it?
The odd ones, 1, 3, and 5 were really good versions of the game, and the even ones weren't.
I see.
And then they had one called Colonization. It's like Civilization, but you are people and you settle a new a new continent, but you have a mother country that you have to pay taxes to and this and that. then you try to build up to where you can have a revolution. And,
Oh shit.
yeah.
A revolution and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. All right.
Mhm.
Stitching Girl likes video games. Have you ever played Skyrim? That is a popular video game that I think they keep redoing it and making new ones and stuff like that. But
Well, they have like different like modules.
Is that what it is?
Like Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. And that was Skyrim, isn't that Elder Scrolls?
Mafia Wars. Do you remember Mafia Wars?
Mafia Wars, Pot Farm.
It's a
they have
life
that.
simulation. Yes, you are exactly right. Sims is not a good. It actually helps you with time management. My kids they were more into like the Sims 3, and it actually kind of teaches you time management because you've got so much you have to do and whatever and
Like instead of doing real world things, you're playing a video game.
something like that. Which
So
one
there
are they
was-
on now? Is it Sims 4 is the last one I knew about.
Sims has been around for 30 years. Though,
Yeah, but
right?
I don't know if are there more, Ricky, which one are they on? Are they, and I think now you just download it. I don't think you buy the disc or whatever. We had all of them with the Sims 3.
You can't like, okay, so with Civilization, you have the little modules you can buy where like they add different, like you pick a civilization, the Babylonians, the Vikings, you can be, American Indian, you can be whatever you want. The Zulus, anything, Greeks. And then they have different, I loved that game and I would play it for hours. So back in 1993, I guess, 92, I think that's when the first one came out. And I was, playing it all the time. And then you look at Civ 1 now, it's like, why would you spend? But back then, 30 years ago,
Yeah, it was the
shit,
That's interesting. I have known lots of people that played it. I have not played it. Although I did play Frontierville.
That's a
Remember
little bit.
Farmville and Frontierville?
Well, those were all on
The whole
Facebook,
family,
right?
the whole, yeah, I think so. The whole family played Frontierville, and we would buy horseshoes when they were on sale.
Yeah, you got it.
And
And you save them, and then you can sell them when they're even
Right,
more
there'd be like a
expensive.
50% off sale on it
Yeah.
or whatever, and we would all be buying horseshoes or
That was
whatever.
like Pot Farm. Pot Farm was like that.
Yeah, took 2 rooms for the first computer. Right, Annalie? That was the coolest thing, like the first computers.
So another game that they did that's sort of like, it's like a real time is Tropico. Tropico is you become the dictator of like an island, a tropical island. And you have to build it up like a resort, and then there's like mafia stuff going on, but it's
That's interesting.
like Cuba or something like that. You have this tropical island. You can choose like what government you want and what countries you want to
Did you
deal
Karen?
with. Yeah, I don't
That's
have much
cool.
time for that anymore. But High Heat, what would it be?
Is that why that was your
The
iCloud
show.
email?
The show, yeah, with High Heat 24. Yeah, that was
You know how many
way
times we've
back in
had
the
to try
90s.
to figure out what it was because if his stuff doesn't download right on his iPhone, and I'm like,
What
is it
about
the
High
high
Heat?
heat one or is it the other one? And he's like, I don't know.
because like you have
Aw.
the Apple ID, and then I had one that was different that I had like my iTunes on and all my subscriptions. So I had to have both of them, and I didn't think you could do both, but you can.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's the whole thing, and you have
Nothing-
to admit how much
gotten
better
better,
am
yeah.
I than 3
When-
years ago when we met. I couldn't do the simplest
When
little
we
task without getting
first
pissed off.
got him the iPhone when we got together and yeah, right?
I couldn't do anything.
Well, he couldn't get our pictures to download onto it, like the ones that from when we first started dating. And he was like, it's gone. That's it. It's gone.
All those pictures you sent me,
And I'm like,
your nudes, they're all gone.
I'm
know?
like, there's nothing gone in the iCloud world.
Well, then
Even-
someone else sees your nudes then. Someone else has them.
He's kidding, by the way. But no, he really is. But,
That's what I thought. I was like, if they're in a cloud somewhere.
well,
I
but
want-
you
they're
thought there
mine.
was no recovering it. And I'm
They're for
like,
me.
everything backs up somewhere.
Yep.
Everything.
And now
He had to wait 28 days. And
Because-
then
And now, unfortunately,
Hey, Colleen.
everything still backs up, and you can delete, for you and me, we delete stuff from like 4 years ago. It's back.
my contacts always update and it updates their name as it was before it backed up. And I'm like,
I had
okay, I
deleted
don't have
everything.
hearts next to
I had deleted everything prior to May 9th, except for like pictures of my kids and my grandkids, and that every once in a while, one will back delete.
The hatchet one from today. The hatchet one.
The hatchet?
The one I showed you with the big meat cleaver or whatever. Yes. So that is in a nutshell.
That was on my phone where you showed me that?
No.
I thought it was on your own.
No, it was on my phone.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Oh God, we were talking about games. Is there still games that you can play on your phone that are like catchy? Like I never got into Candy Crush or Angry Birds or anything like that.
There was a Mafia game, not the one that was not Mafia, but it was like and you had to download it. I can't think of it.
I'm just curious. Not that I have a whole lot of time to do that. Sean, when he's off, he gets to see how there's always one animal coming in, one waiting to go out. I'm like between one company, you're trying to keep Sawyer and Ellie, like it's just like never ending.
Well, last Monday, I offered like to give a coworker a ride home. And I remember we were figuring out that I had Tuesday off and we were in a good mood. And then Mandy's like, can you make it home and let Sawyer out and this and that? And I didn't understand really that.
I think we told him, didn't we?
Did we?
And I said I accidentally did talk to text and it sent it to you.
Yeah. So she said, I just want one fucking
I was like,
day.
just one fucking thing. I want you. And I was like.
And it showed up and it texted me this.
I told Karen and Loretta, I was like, oh, it's sent it. But then he thought it was fun. I was like, I don't think it's funny. I think it's awful. But it's chaos.
But if I had gotten that sent to me 3 years ago, I'd have been in stitches. I'd probably look to see what was in my trunk and see if I could.
People know, Karen understood this too. When you're the first one to arrive home after a certain number of hours, especially if you have animals, there's this onslaught of chaos. And normally, you got to feed this one wants to do this, that, and that. But it's just so much easier if someone just happens to be there first.
We had a very small window and that did happen. And that was when you were working and I wasn't. And we always had this agreement, but it was like for a very small amount of time that like literally maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe, where you were going to work and I was at home and wasn't working when we first moved in Texas.
Yeah.
And I had this big deal and I was like, if you're going to be, we went through different scenarios. Like what if she's the career woman and I stay home? And we talked about
crochet.
That. Yeah. I would be the gaming guru of the world and nothing would get done. I'd be like, Sean, I just put in a 10-hour day. There's no laundry done. But look, I'm at level 62.
I know.
I'm at level 62.
He will though. Like if I go out to run an errand, especially if it's like a Sunday when he takes a nap afterwards because he gets up so early, then he wants to help when he gets up. So he'll
Even
throw
when I'm
laundry
tired.
in and do whatever. He's come a long way. Used to he would wash everything with towels.
And now I kind of realize what I can try to help with. And I don't even try with other things. Like dishes, I rarely try to help because it's not right.
It's not that it's not right. It's just that, so those old Jimmy Dean bowls, that you get breakfast and stuff in, are the bowlful too, right?
Mm-hmm. All of that. The stove.
We save those and we use them for chicken food. Like when we take them, their little treat stuff out. The yuppies get their own little, you buy the breakfast blend and you buy all of the stuff like that. And so they, hardcore chicken farmers just give them the pellets and stuff. But when you're a yuppie chicken farmer, you're paying $10 a bag for these little pepper and mealworms and stuff like that. But anyways, that's what we use them for. And I soak them in hot water with a cap full of bleach in a dish pan, like with hot water. Those don't go into the dishwasher. But if I do decide to wash the water things and the chicken things in the dishwasher, nothing else can be in there.
I don't realize
because
it's and you'd think that if I was a dutiful husband, I'd have listened to everything she just said, but I only caught the end.
It's just easier if I do it. What did Mama Ricky say?
I'm down.
Karen,
Mama Ricky says
Karen agreed.
Sims 5 is coming out next year.
What? Come here. You want to say hi? Look. Say hi. Tell them that you're Sawyer Brown.
Sawyer's like, it is 9:45. And he looks at me and goes, you have to get up at 7. That's all right. So even if I go to bed by midnight, I still get 7 hours sleep.
You do. Do any of you do that? Sean will be like, okay, if I go to sleep in 30 minutes.
And it's Mandy that's like, Sean, you need to go to bed.
Well, I'm going to have to, I've started having the restless legs again. I think I'm getting anemic. I don't start getting the rest. No, but I don't start getting that until usually if the iron is low, and then they'll do an infusion.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell them. She does need to do that.
Restless legs is miserable for those of you who've ever had them.
Sometimes, like I get, and it looks like someone's having an episode, like sometimes a psychological one. Like I'll wake up and I'll look and she's kind of sitting up in the dark and she's got restless legs. She can't sleep. So we have to fix that.
Yeah. And it stops immediately after you get
what about the
and you can't take Benadryl, it exacerbates it.
What about the stuff we can squirt it on your leg and rub it in the stuff that I put on my elbow today?
He put a horse muscle rub.
So I have like my arthritis is now, I mean, I have generalized arthritis in my 50s, but in this elbow, I mean, when I go to the doctor, I might ask her to look at it.
He says he's going to have him fix it so he can be off.
So I can be off. But anyway, so I get this bad arthritis in my elbow.
Yeah.
So as I'm leaving work today, and probably worked about 7 hours hauling stuff around and sorting stuff and all that, I looked down and I'd been looking at it before, and it's on one of the other people's desks. And normally it's like come one, come all. If we have like food or we have whatever, it's for everybody. If it's on their desk, unless they put their names on it. So I go to this desk and it says liniment. What do they call it?
Ligament.
No, but it's a, what do they call the old timey stuff, like liniment or something? Anyway, and you say you rub it, it helps with aches and pains. So I squirted it, a generous handful, and I rubbed it all into the shoulder and all over my, my forearm and all that. And I kept it moving because I had about half hour, 45 minutes left to work. And about 3 minutes in, it felt really good. I mean, right away. And I was like, works quickly. And then after about 10 minutes, I was like, this is starting to burn. And then after about 15 minutes, I was like, good Lord, I can't feel anything. It was like numb. So I grabbed the bottle and look at it. It's veterinary grade. It's for horses.
But they must use it on them too.
I think somebody else was using it on their.
So he put horse muscle rub on them. They're saying someone said, Colleen said what the name of it is.
Yeah, I have a picture of it.
I was like, well, did it work?
It was this one, guys. I put that shit on.
And I bet it's expensive. But who, well, I don't say on here, but is it someone that puts it on like their elbows and stuff?
I mean, it's been there, and it's not like it.
Right.
And I thought it was kind of like
Presley, you should try this. She's saying she wakes up with leg pain and things like that. You should try it.
Voltaren gel is good. It used to be prescription stuff, and now you can buy it. It's about $10 a tube, and it's pretty good. This stuff was...
No, I mean, but it worked.
This stuff the bottom line is I don't think it's for horses. And if you put it on there, I think if it fucks you up, you can't do anything because it's supposed to be for horses. You're not allowed to. But
that's how they started doing ketamine. Hello, Carlos. Okay. So here's the tertiary thing.
ATX and all.
He was in their chat yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Katie's chat. Well, one of the great summations or whatever that Matthew, the new man, came to was that it was Carlos that called the cops. Nobody even knows of the cops, but he was like, it was that one in here trolling Carlos Martinez.
If there's anybody in here who doesn't know, Carlos Martinez has been around forever, and is a really good troll.
Annalise so sweet.
And if he can get anybody going, it's Katie. Katie loses her mind when he trolls her. So.
It is. It's okay, April. Yeah. A restless leg is absolutely, it's miserable. And the only thing you can really do is stand up and walk around until you get so tired that.
Yeah. I'll send you the picture that I showed, Presley. It worked. The bottom line is you got to get through, when you rub it on there, you got to get through about 4 or 5 minutes of, oh my God, my arm's going to, it burns at first. And then after a while, it works. And I it smells though. I came walking in and Mandy's like, I can smell that from here.
I said it smells
like-
like a nursing home.
It's like Ben Gay on steroids or something.
I mean,
like
I
that.
would imagine though, Carlos, if anybody could have figured out his address that quickly, he said solicitation of prostitution.
Oh my gosh.
It kind of looks like that, but only Boyd people can find an address that fast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay on their good side.
Well, no, but I mean, like, it was, hey, tragic. It was like immediate.
Hey, tragic. I mean,
Blue emu, I heard that's good too.
Boyd people, yeah, they can be real pains in
Tragic
the
played
ass.
the clips today. I saw the one, the only one they left up is the one that was after they came back when they had a skirmish. But Tragic had the one.
You are tragic. You are doing God's work. You sure are. It's yeah.
Yeah, no, it was, so they took the one that happened beforehand down and just left the other one up. But Tragic had the clip before they cut the stream as it got heated.
It's fine work, man. Fine work.
We always go to bed before it really gets good. And then she's like, well, I guess is it what time is it? Is it early? And he goes, yeah, it's 3:30 a.m. And she goes, yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of early in the morning. Yeah, it is. It's early in the morning.
If it's Sunday morning, I'm just rolling out of bed.
Sawyer Brown, did you do that?
What's that?
That god awful smell?
Where is he?
Own it if you did it.
I didn't do it.
He knows I'm like super self-conscious about yes, Tragic. I am okay with every single bodily fluid, everything that there is with him, but I don't want him to smell my poop.
It's the sweetest thing ever, man. It's like
I don't want the poop.
I know, but she's the love of my life, and she's like, oh my God.
I try to time it when he's not home or when I'm out or whatever, and it's so weird. Because it's never been like that.
But like even when we first met, she was like,
because if you've had a gastric bypass, it's god awful.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
But I love her, So, but when we first met, I'm like, what?
I'm like,
she confessed later. She was like, we're gonna be,
it's gonna be bad. Hey,
sleeping off a lusty night, and she was afraid
fart,
she's gonna fart.
It's gonna be bad.
And I'm gonna get up and walk out. That's ludicrous, man.
No, I wasn't worried you're gonna walk out, but I was like, you may pass out.
I'd be impressed.
I said, you have never smelled anything like this. Anything. And only people who've had the surgery can understand that.
Perfect woman right there. She could even blow you out the door with it.
Oh my God. It's like straight up death. Like, I did it on an airplane one time and nobody knew where it came from. And they were all blaming each other. And I'm like over there by the window and I'm like,
that's the best kind.
I mean, people are like to each other and they're trying to figure out where it came from.
You know me. I get up every morning and walk around just about the first 2 minutes
oh, that's
in the morning.
True. So there you go. Something you would have never known. It says, I'd gladly give Sean my gas. Shit never stops. And it depends on what you eat, especially like if you like.
You got no gallbladder anymore, Mama Ricky, so you gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful. They never told me about that. I mean, it takes a few years before your bowel movements even stabilize after you have surgery. But they don't ever tell you about that god awful.
I mean, I tell you what, when I was growing up, I didn't.
You did, Anna Lee? Anna Lee had a gastric bypass. You did too? How long ago? Finding envy. I know. It's like, go ahead.
I mean, I was one of those kids growing up that couldn't go unless I was home.
Yeah.
Like we go on vacation and I'd have to time. Is it 3 days, 4 days on vacation or whatever? The Army broke me of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Army now it's.
I heard it does two things. You can take a nap anywhere.
Anywhere. You can sleep anywhere.
You can lay down and sleep anywhere. And then the other thing is
three things.
You can take a dump.
Well, you can sleep anywhere. You'll eat a lot of things you didn't think you would eat. Because when you're super hungry out in the woods and you'll eat it. And the third thing is, I mean, I had to relearn my manners. I got out of the Army and it's like, Sean, go inside. We have a bathroom.
Carlos says, as long as you don't buy Glade freshener apple scent, it smells like rotten crab apples during the summertime. No, we talked about that. I ordered that new rose bloom one off of Amazon. 89, it's permanent. Okay. Oh wow, you had an 89. That's a while ago.
If it's like something they're not making anymore, Mandy's going to figure out how to buy like 10% of the remaining product. You know,
Carlos says Hawk was like the dad from Friday with the air freshener. I've never seen it. And he was in there yesterday. He goes in when he goes into Katie's too. I won't see what he's saying in the chat, but she'll say something about the Hawk and ATX, and he'll start going off. She'll start going off.
So what? You know, we have to watch that scene. It's
Presley always updates us on her.
What is the guy? He passed away. Tiny Zeus, right? He plays Craig's dad. Craig is Ice Cube, and that's like the very first 5 minutes of the first movie. He said, "Craig, come in here," and he walks in, and it's his dad, and he's taking a dump. He's like, "Dad," he goes, "I smell your shit for 23 years. You can anyway." He's like spraying and trying to give his son some wisdom. Wasn't
Damon Wayans in it?
No, that Chris Tucker. How can you not know who's in Friday? She's a young girl.
I don't know anything about. I've heard of Good Burger. Everybody talks about it. Never seen it.
10 years apart in age. We're gonna watch the Friday trilogy. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
3 of them, right? Yeah.
Mama Ricky's been walking from room to room to stay. Yep, that's what you got to do. He was talking about how when he came out of surgery, he had those things that blow up to keep from having lead clots.
Well, I remember, forgot that, or whatever.
Oh, stapling. Okay,
and I look on Facebook, and he does like a small Facebook Live. He's got that crap over his nose. I was like, Mama Ricky, what the hell? And then it was scary if you didn't know what was going on. You know, our friend is like in the hospital all of a sudden and not in distress.
Yeah.
You know, so
it was bad pain.
Yeah.
The 2 weeks after my surgery, I was weeding my garden. I bet, you always think that you're a little bit more recovered than you are. Doug or Matthew, aka Uncle Fester, who would win clout fights? Doug or Matthew? Matthew, right?
Clout?
Yeah, clout fight. You've never seen that?
Well,
it's a whole thing. Like blood sports. What are blood sports?
Blood sports when they fight to the death.
No. They talk about how the old thing was blood sports in the community, and I don't know what that means.
Matthew and Doug. Doug doesn't. I don't know. Doug. What Doug needs to. This is what Doug needs to do, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong here. What if someone just, because what Doug doesn't do is independently. As long as we don't know this, maybe he does. He doesn't independently like look at the players. Nobody talks to Doug unless he's around Katie. I don't.
No, they do. People text him when she's.
But I'm talking about like.
Yes.
Doug needs his own YouTube channel. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he got his own YouTube channel?
Oh, he does. I don't think he makes any.
He needs to. Every time she's acting the fool or being stupid, which is most of the time, he should do it. You imagine how pissed off she'd get if he did a channel and we were all watching his channel and following him.
Yeah, she'd be really pissed off.
She'd be really pissed off. I mean, my ex-wife got super pissed off that everybody in the community was watching me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I don't know. She's very protective.
I mean, look at Nader. He broke up with Chantel when he has his own channel, and look at him.
Yeah, Mandatory got Doug's channel yeeted. Did she really? Oh, because
she did what?
She got Doug's channel yeeted. Like got kicked off.
So he probably had a monetized channel.
Mama Ricky's here. That's the important thing. Okay, so blood sports was when people screamed insults at each other for 8-hour-long live streams. You got to be dedicated to do that.
I don't think you know who I would like to see do that? Red and Orange together.
That might be good. That might be a good. Red is in very poor health.
Yeah, Red is in bad health.
Orange
Orange seems okay, but you get Red, Orange, and Doug, and have them all going at it, and then Katie can just like dance in the middle of them or something like that.
Yeah, she said. Okay, that's the thing.
No,
she says that she meets these guys at the bar because she's a stripper. She's got to be trolling.
Yeah,
she has to be trolling.
Didn't Orange kind of play along with that? Like they met at the bar.
That's what she tries to say. Is that?
I mean, respectfully.
That's what she says, Presley. She says
she showed us. She's had pictures where she showed that she's not stripping. I mean,
that's why I'm saying, like, one thing is to be a little bit, heavy or whatever, but it's another thing, like, I mean, she's very readily shows it. And but I guess there's a fetish for everything.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I mean?
Who called her? Who was it? Tragic that called her a burnt candle?
I think so. Wasn't it Tragic? She thinks Tragic's responsible for everything. Every phone call, every you know. But Annalie, you gotta ask for help if you need it, huh?
He's pretty active though. Tragic has been lately. I mean, I'll admit, I don't have a whole lot of time. I'll go see what he's tweeting, and I'll go see what his sound bites are.
Yeah,
things like that.
The first time I saw Tragic, when he was trying to get the Beast to reverse the copyright claims.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
She did that automatic like blanket sweep. Like if you go into your creator and there's matches and you can blanket copyright strike it, but you're supposed to watch them to make sure. And he would go on and be like, dude, can you lift those or whatever? And
she's too lazy to do that though.
Yeah.
It's not about, I don't think for her it's about.
It was a case.
If it doesn't, I mean, I don't think that every single brain cell she has has to focus on what she wants.
Icy called her a melted candle.
And that's it. Melted candle. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was so annoyed too. He was like,
that's fucked up.
Lift it. All you got to do is lift it.
Too lazy to do that, man. That one is too lazy. Now, if you could have somehow convinced her that it would serve some purpose for her, she would have done it.
Yeah.
But
there's
really good narcissists that end up some kind of power. She is the pitiful narcissist that can't get out of her can't even get out of her own narcissistic ways.
She's her own worst nightmare.
Yeah.
We know a few people like that. Tragic said she lied to me and said she didn't submit the copyright claims. Your damn name's right on.
I know.
Your name goes right on the.
It's just laziness, is all it is.
But I mean, you can't submit one without putting your name.
If you would have said something to her like, "I'll give you even if you don't do it afterward, I'll super chat you $20 a week for a month," then she would get that in her head. And that serves her. She would have done it. She would have lifted it.
But yeah, it was crazy, and he didn't even do like long clips of it. It was like something random. Nobody ever comes up as a match in ours. Like, I've checked it before, and I know people use our streams or whatever, but I never, ever have a match. And I don't, quite honestly, I wouldn't do anything about it if we did. I'm just going to be honest. I don't give a shit. I
mean, right now, with everything that's been going on and the fallout and the second and third order effects of the last 5 or 6 weeks, is all the players, all the like hitters that were like going back and forth, no one's doing anything. It's all the other people that are going after. The only one, I mean, I'm talking about our group and who is going for us. We're just kind of like, both sides are kind of like pulled back, and everyone else, it's just started all these tertiary little wars going on, little battles.
Yeah, like little, yeah. But there's some people that it's not worth even like responding
right.
to. And some people get really like, they get very upset and butthurt over being called asshat. And I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't say that to be super mean, but
that's what I mean. Nobody cares about that person.
Well,
I mean,
they do, but
it's like when I heard that somebody had reviewed our streams, the asshat dude. I was amused. I was like, I don't even know who this is.
Yeah.
I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, it's settling back down.
Yeah.
There was a few days, a couple weeks when people were like,
all kinds of people were trying to jump on and grab sides and. I mean, what's going on with Owl over there? She needs to be careful.
That's a whole thing.
That's a whole other thing.
Don't say her. She gets all upset.
She gets upset. Someone threw her last name in a couple comments, and big deal. I mean, it's like she can talk about everybody else, but somebody figured out her last name and figured out some of her history. And
I guess she's on Kiwi Farms.
Right.
Well, join the club. Everybody's on Kiwi Farms.
I mean, if you sit there and pick, people are starting to be like, this girl right here is annoying. Who knows about her? And people are finding out about her now. She doesn't like it.
No. Everybody's on Kiwi Farms.
That's it.
Are you ready to go?
I think
I'm going to make a pretzel. A soft pretzel.
I'm real hungry now.
Are you really?
I'm
you have the crab.
I have the crab. Oh, I'm glad you told me about. I have some king crab, like the meat from the.
It may not really be real, but it was cheap.
It's real.
Is it
but
real?
But it was cheap. I have to eat it tonight or tomorrow, or it'll go bad. So Yep. So I'm gonna have king crab.
Yes, I see it. She'll start crying that she did nothing to no one. Oh my God, bug chasers, we have to hide you. That's not very nice. That's awful.
What'd she say?
It's very racist. Okay, so we're gonna head out.
We're gonna head out.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
I'm gonna eat crab, and I'm glad Mandy mentioned it because I'd have been 5 minutes in on my wings before you mentioned it, and then
Do you have wings?
I have another whole bag. You didn't buy me a bag today, did you?
No.
I think I have one more, but I'm gonna eat the crab. There's enough of that.
Bug chasers, it's okay if you are. You still can't say that in our chat. Okay, are you ready?
Not good.
Are you ready?
Not good. Yep, I'm ready.
See you guys later. Have
Love
a good
you guys.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you, mods, and thank you everybody for being here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.